Guys, welcome to Black Scout Survival Late Night Live. Man, I was at church today and the pastor had a brand new sermon series planned, but he stopped everything because this week we just lived through. He said instead of his normal notes, he pulled up a clip of Charlie Kirk, a man that was a Christian, a fighter, and a builder. And so he started talking about it, played the clip and talking about Charlie Kirk being assassinated in front of his wife and kids. One by one, I'm not kidding you, black folks in the church stood up, angry, muttering, walking out. It's a pretty diverse congregation. But if you think about it, you're in a church, the gospel is supposed to unite us, and you walk out angry because someone dares to mourn a Christian being executed in public. That's not Christianity. That's cultural conditioning, brainwashing, and it's hatred in Sunday clothes, man. The divide is so deep in America that people celebrate the murder of a Christian man or any man, or people that even profess to say they're Christians. They show up to church, you know, they have to drive there, they have to get dressed and go there, knowing a man was executed this week. And seriously, one by one, they started getting up and walking out, muttering things. One was like right beside me, walking out. No, I ain't standing for this. I really couldn't believe it, man. It really painted I've already talked about being black-pilled and the things are going to get worse before it gets worse, but it really solidified it because even in the church, people are conditioned, you know. Now, it's going to be a deep episode tonight. I need you to hang with me, stick with me. Let's talk about Tyler Robbins, this guy right here. We're supposed to believe this kid carried a Mauser 30-06 bolt action rifle, not exactly concealable, up a stairwell, right? Up a stairwell with these tight jeans on his body to hide it, right? He's got on fairly tight pants, man. Hard to conceal that. His shirt's pretty fitted too. And then he supposedly executed Charlie Kirk, escapes off the roof, and I showed the video Friday. I didn't see a rifle anywhere in that video. Also, the scope's mounted all jacked up. That's going to interfere with the damn action, I think. I mean, I'd have to look at it. Maybe the safety. I don't know. It just something's odd about that. All right, this isn't Jason Bourne, man. This isn't Carlos Hathcock. This is what you call a sloppy theater. And yet we're told this guy just magically pulled this off, stayed on the run for 33 hours, got turned in by his father. Come on. And his father, by the way, I said Friday, because the law enforcement reported that he was a 27-year veteran of law enforcement, sheriff's office. Not true. So why we got all these inconsistencies, man, right? To me, this looks like a classic patsy setup, long gunman myth, Lee Harvey Oswald style, okay? And the kicker is the FBI said, Kash Patel said that he planned it all on Discord. Except Discord came out and said, nope, we found no evidence that he planned anything there. Now, meanwhile, neighbors, look at this, have reported seeing multiple cars with out-of-state tags swarming the townhouse that he lived in weeks before. That's not a lone wolf. That's a network. That sounds a lot like Thomas Crooks. That's staging. Remember Thomas Crooks was meeting someone on the FBI list, right? So the other thing is the kid is on special watch. Uh-oh. Another Epstein we got coming. But the FBI can't get its own story straight, man. One day they said it's planned on Discord. Next day, nope, not Discord. One source says he was radicalized online. Another said there's no online footprint at all. Not kidding. They said he's like Thomas Crooks, has no online profile. And right before all this, Kash Patel fires Mehtab Saeed, special agent in charge of Salt Lake office, right before Kirk gets killed at the Utah event. Just a coincidence, right? Now, let me back up and show you how Cash Patel's been talking as of recent.
We need America to wake up and prioritize Israel. We need to bring home Americans and end this war, bring home Israelis, and make sure we stand by our #1 ally in Israel. We need America to wake up and prioritize Israel.
Now it all's fitting together. Oh, yeah, man, Epstein, he totally changed gears. They must have something on him, too. Why not prioritize America? Can we do that? Can we prioritize America? I mean, that's all I'm asking. Now we learn FBI is investigating multiple organizations for prior knowledge, meaning somebody else knew before it went down. That's not speculation. That is the FBI stating this, okay? And these are the same feds who can't find Epstein's clients. They couldn't find Hunter Biden's laptop, but they'll raid your grandma's house for posting the wrong meme. And that's not even a joke. That happened. So now this is where it gets heavy, okay? That's where it gets heavy. Charlie Kirk. Now, if you remember, if you're a Black Scout viewer, I was critical of Charlie Kirk maybe about a month ago because of him at the wall, the same wall that Marco Rubio was at this weekend. And, you know, his pushing of the wrong interpretation of Genesis 12:3. Now, the past 3 weeks, apparently, I didn't know this till this weekend. Charlie Kirk had been openly critical of Israel in recent weeks. Donors started drying up. He was down to his last major one, okay? So Turning Point USA had major Israeli backers. Major, okay? Big organization. Now, I'm going to play some clips here. Check it out.
Donors, they have a lot of explaining to do, a lot of decoupling to do.
Now, this is actually what I was talking about like 6 months ago. And I mentioned it maybe 2 months ago too. That whenever the border was open, there was Israeli-funded NGOs helping migrants get into the United States, right? And I was actually talking about it during so Biden was still president. I was saying that Israeli NGOs were helping pay this because it came out. I can't remember that it wasn't AIPAC, it was another one that was funding this. Okay, so he's talking about it here.
Because Jewish donors have been the #1 funding mechanism of radical, open border, neoliberal, quasi-Marxist policies, cultural institutions, and nonprofits. This is a beast created by secular Jews.
And what he's talking there is that these are the ones that Bill Cooper talked about.
Backed against the media on COVID, on lockdowns, on Ukraine, on the border, so like maybe we should also ask a question: is the media totally presenting the truth when it comes to Israel? Just a question, you know, that maybe we shouldn't believe everything the media says, because I know I've been conditioned to ask a lot more critical.
Did you see Ben Shapiro's face? Because he's definitely a Mossad operative. I'm telling you, he's a propagandist, Mossad, 100%.
Questions over the last couple of years. So, Ben, some people would accuse Israel of wanting to ethnically cleanse. Some people in the Israeli government are saying, again, it's all over the place, right? You have opinions all over. In your opinion, what would a good outcome?
Look, he's jerking his head around. Now, I don't know if he's a Mossad operative, but I would venture to say, or he's very well paid for by them.
5 years from now be, and how does one respond to the claims of ethnic cleansing?
And then silence. That dude's staring at him like he's ready to freaking burn a hole, right? Now, at the same time, if you didn't know, Ben Shapiro's circling. Whispers of him taking over TP USA. Think about that. A guy who went on Joe Rogan and said Jesus Christ was a crazy man is now possibly going to run a Christian organization. It's a hostile takeover built off the movement that Kirk built, right? Now, here's another one where he's talking about Charlie Kirk's talking to Megyn Kelly about basically getting lots of hate because of his questioning as of late.
Like, I host a person that I moderate the debate of, mind you, right? And I give equal time to Josh Hammer, equal time to a pro-Israel advocate, and my moral character is being put into question. And so
actually, this is him just moderating a debate between two people, and he got hate for it.
I think it's a hyper paranoid, like we're just going to try to, we're going to just stamp out everything type of practice. But it goes to the point where if, for example, if I have less ability sometimes online to criticize the Israeli government without backlash than actual Israelis do. And that's really, really weird, isn't it, Meg?
So, yeah, I wasn't aware of that. I wish I would have been, honestly. Knew that he had taken this route. The other thing is that here, according to a longtime friend, Charlie Kirk refused funding offer from Bibi Netanyahu in the final days, having come to see him as a bully who sought to drag America into foreign entanglements. When Kirk personally cautioned President Trump against striking Iran, Trump barked at him and shut him down the conversation. And just so you know, Tucker Carlson also verified that with Megyn Kelly. He said the same thing, that actually Charlie Kirk went to Donald Trump himself and stated that. Kirk was frightened by the response from Jewish leaders and stakeholders to his tentative opposition to the intervention in Iran after hosting Dave Smith, Megyn Kelly, and Tucker Carlson at TPUSA's SAS, who exorciated Israel's campaign. Is that how you say that word? I don't even know. Apologies. Somebody will correct me. In Gaza and link Epstein to Mossad, Kirk was swamped by angry text messages from Zionist donors. Okay. That's coming from a friend. That's coming from multiple sources, and that's AF posts, and they're usually pretty solid. Now, Candace Owens also said something. Charlie Kirk was fighting with some very powerful billionaires that he took money from over things he was discussing. The pressure on him was immense over the last 2 weeks. The truth will be revealed, and the messages will be leaked, and the movement he built will rise up. So he had donors, okay, that had backed him. And then I guess they got mad because he's starting to kind of talk against it, okay? Now, Donald Trump posted this the day of. Everybody loves Charlie. You notice the flags in the background. And then you see the name at the bottom. Very, very strange. Now, what's even stranger is that Trump himself got asked twice about Charlie's assassination. Twice. And both times, he sidestepped into talking about the ballroom he's building. Check it out.
How are you holding up over the last 3.5 days? I think very good. And
They asked him how he's holding up after Charlie Kirk's death. Okay.
Over the last 3.5 days. I think very good. And
I think very good.
by the way, right there, you see all the trucks. They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the
And they started construction of the new ballroom right there.
White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty. It'll be absolutely.
He spent about 2 seconds answering the question. I'm doing really good. Let's talk about the ballroom. That wasn't the first time, the second time here.
He was very hurt when he saw this, but I mean, everybody.
Barron, he's talking about Barron was really hurt when he saw this.
When I heard it, I was in the midst of, building a great, for 150 years, they've wanted a ballroom at the White House, right? They don't have a ballroom. They have to use tents on the lawn for President Xi.
Let's go again.
Building a great, when I heard it, I was in the midst of.
He doesn't answer.
When he saw this, but I mean, everybody was, when I heard it, I was in the midst of.
When I heard, I was in the midst of.
Building a great, for 150 years, they've wanted a ballroom at the White House, right? They don't have a ballroom. They have to use tents on the lawn for.
Guys, really weird. Really, really out of character. Almost like he knows where the leash is tied to, right? And again, you saw Candace Owens, that he was under immense pressure from billionaires, okay? Now, you got to connect these dots. Something is not right here, okay? But let's just look through here too. Another oddity. I do want to mention one thing before I go for it. The hand signal guy, white hat, people were saying he's doing hand signals. That is actually, I come to find out, Dr. Frank Turek, pastor. I met him one time. I was at a resort and he was there, and I met him. He definitely was not giving hand signals. He's a very Christian and very strong conservative voice. He's a pastor. I've been at a church. He was there doing giving a sermon one time, and he's a very good man. So he was not giving hand signals, by the way. So the white shirt, white hat, right there filming Dr. Frank Turek, and he talks about it on his Instagram as well. So anyway, another odd thing is why this is weird. Resurfaced video of Patsy Georgianne, who was arrested while creating the diversion amid Charlie Kirk's assassination, recounts how he knew Al-Qaeda was responsible for 9/11 attack the moment he saw the towers fall. Okay. So he was also involved in 9/11 at the same time, but he's the one who said, yeah, I shot him. Very strange, right? Very freaking strange. Why would this man say he shot him other than to create a diversion? Am I right? Am I right? Also, this is the boyfriend to the shooter here, dressed up as a furry or something. I don't know. But now here's a post here talking about he's not being cooperative.
And anything new on the investigation? You say he admitted that, confessed?
No, not again. He has not confessed to authorities. He is not cooperating. But all the people around him are cooperating, and I think that's very important. There were reports yesterday that we can confirm that his roommate was indeed a boyfriend who is transitioning from male to female. That's information that the FBI had mentioned yesterday. We can confirm that as well, and that he is cooperating with authorities as well.
So it's just weird pattern here. Am I right? Now, what really sickens me though, you go look online, go look at Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, Warriors, whatever. People are celebrating his death. Listen, man, you go on my Instagram. There is so much hate. I mean, this weekend really showed me how bad we are. And because you're a Christian, they want your head. This speaks to if you don't believe in Christ, man, there's no one attacking Christ now more than ever. And I would encourage you to get your heart right if you're not there. Now, go follow me on Instagram. Go look. Go see. Now, I used to really like football. I was a Clemson fan. But I don't watch football anymore. I'm completely away from sports. Anyway, it came out the professors at Clemson University have literally been posting jokes and memes about Charlie Kirk, right? And here's a video here from Clemson University. Check it out.
This woman over here said, "Fuck yo homie, he dead. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk." Famous quotes, you know. Ma'am, why do you support the public execution of Charlie Kirk? Why do you support the public execution of Charlie Kirk and care to share with me on campus? Do you feel proud in your ideology, ma'am? You at least gotta look me in the eye and talk about it. I mean, it's something that I'm open to talk about. Why do you support the...
That hitter, you got to at least look me in the eye. That called her out. She had to stop and talk down.
Public execution of Charlie Kirk.
Because he's a terrible person and he deserves to die.
That's awesome. Well, thank you very much, ma'am. About the fact that a man who dedicated his life to free speech decided, somebody decided to take his life, assassinate him. They eviscerated his neck with a 30-06. Yeah.
Fuck your homie, he dead. Both of the ass got hit in the head. Fuck your homie, he dead.
Horrible people. Anyway, when George Floyd died, man, no one was celebrating it. Cities burned for him. Statues got ripped down, billions in property damage. But when a Christian father gets shot in front of his family, social media claps, universities laugh, and people in church walk out. This is demonic. This is spiritual warfare. Guys, I want you to do I want every single one of you watching to pick up your phone tomorrow and call Clemson University. Demand accountability for these professors. If you're paying tuition there, pull your damn kids out. Stop funding wickedness. Stop supporting these people, okay? Now, the lone gunman myth, right? It's a intelligence community favorite trick, guys. Lee Harvey Oswald, Sirhan, Thomas Crooks, and now Tyler Robbins. Same playbook, same propaganda. And while they run the show, Congress won't even stop it. Thomas Massey tried to repeal the Smith-Modernization Act. Now, I talked about this other week, that this was even going on. People are mind blown whenever I told them this. He tried to do that this weekend. The law that lets U.S. government use propagandists on its own citizens. Speaker Mike Johnson blocked the vote. Think about that. They have to legally preserve the right to lie to you, and now they're spinning this thing. I'm sure. I don't know, but it sure smells like it. It sure smells like it. I question everything now. Nothing is off the books now. But let me tell you the real deal. Let me tell you the truth. This is the truth. This isn't politics anymore. It's not. It's not politics. This is war. A battle of good and evil. Not just bullets and blood. Though they made it clear they're willing to spill that. This is about information warfare, spiritual warfare, and cultural warfare. They don't just want your vote. They want to silence you. They want your head if you speak up. If you go in there talking about Christian values, they want to take you out in front of your family. And the comments I've seen a lot about Charlie Kirk is the nastiest, most vile celebration of a man's murder I've ever read in my life. And that tells you everything about where America is. But let me remind you of something. Ephesians 6:12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Exactly where we are. It's in the book. America is broken. You are at war. And the only question, are you awake enough to fight? Dark days. Dark days, my friends. I really didn't think it'd ever be this bad. But this is bad. This weekend showed me how horrible and evil these people are. And you got to be prepared. Spiritually, physically, mentally, protect those you care about. Okay? It's why I always say stay frosty, strapped, and dangerous. Not a slogan, it's a lifestyle. It is a lifestyle. Okay? Anyway, speaking of stay frosty, because years ago, I think it was a few years ago, we developed the Frostman here. Frostman 1 is his name. And anyway, we're going to give these keychains away with every Stay Frosty shirt this week. Stay Frosty, like this is like a band rock tee. And you'll get one of these keychains. These keychains are made by the same folks that make our challenge coins over the years, so they're very high quality. And it's just a reminder, so you can look at that thing, and it's on both sides. Very high quality, like it's made like a challenge coin. But we're going to give those away with the purchase of a Stay Frosty tee. Some of you got the Stay Frosty decals with your gray man manual, I think, in the ghillie. He's in the ghillie suit. I think we're out of those, though. But I want to do something, guys, to have on your keychain. I know I love the Frostman one personally, but anyway, it's just something that you can look at and remind you to keep your wits about yourself. Stay frosty. He's strapped and he's dangerous. Damn it. Anyway, guys, I want to know your thoughts about this whole thing. I know this is deep. It was probably all over the place. And I don't know, man. This weekend was made me feel different. I mean, I've been black-pilled. I've been a pessimist about the going forward. But this weekend really changed my mind a lot, guys. It really did. And I'm sure we'll cover more of that this week because there's something else. I was going to insert it in this video tonight, but I'm going to wait till tomorrow, man. This is just too deep here, too much stuff. So I want to stand by and just make another video because it goes along with this same subject matter. Not Charlie Kirk, but the same subject matter that we are rotten. It's crumbling and you're at war. Anyway, guys, we're going to stay frosty, stay strapped, always stay dangerous. Black Scout